The mysterious giant serpent. When sailing in the South Atlantic, officers and crew aboard the HMS Daedalus ship saw what they described as an enormous 60-foot serpent swimming with its head 4 feet above the water. Captain McQuarho also said that the creature passed rapidly, but so close under our lee quarter, that had it been a man of my acquaintance I should have easily recognized his features with the naked eye. According to 7 members of the crew, the mysterious creature remained in view for around 20 minutes. Lieutenant E.A. Drummond recorded the events in his diary the day he observed them and also made sketches of what he saw. It is said that the HMS Daedalus incident wasn't the only time the mysterious creature was sighted. Other supposed sightings of the creature occurred during the 19th century, mainly in the Atlantic, which lent it some public and scientific credibility as a real animal, but the HMS Daedalus sighting was the most notable one. There is no doubt that something remarkable passed by that ship on that day, and the Daedalus case has remained one of the most famous and puzzling maritime mysteries of all time. The Octavius. The story of the Octavius is considered to be one of the eeriest ocean mysteries of all time. In 1762, a sailing ship named the Octavius departed China for London. The captain decided to go through the Northern Passage, but the ship never reached London. Many years later, the ship was found floating aimlessly with the whole crew frozen solid and dead. It was found 14 years later after it was last seen in 1762. It was October 11, 1775, when the whaler ship Herald stumbled upon a rather strange-looking ship. The crew of Herald thought that the badly weather-beaten ship was drifting and decided to give it a closer inspection. They made their way slowly through the strange, creepy, and quiet ship. In the lower deck, they discovered 28 sailors, frozen stiff and completely motionless. When they reached the captain's office, they found him behind his desk, also frozen, and he was still holding his pen. The inkwell and other everyday items were still in their place on the desk. Turning around, they saw a woman wrapped in a blanket on the bed, frozen to death, along with the body of a young boy. It seemed that everyone on the ship has been frozen to death in an instant. Upon inspecting the captain's desk, the crew found a logbook that belonged to the captain. In it, the captain had documented the ship's journey when it began in 1762. The 13 years between 1762, when the ship departed from China, and 1775, when it was found by the Herald crew, were nowhere to be found in the logbook. With the realization that they are on board a ghost ship, the crew of the Herald were frightened of the Octavius and feared that it was cursed, so they quickly headed back to the Herald and simply left the Octavius adrift. To this day, it has never been sighted again. The mysterious vanishing of C-124. While flying across the Atlantic Ocean in 1953, a Douglas C-124 aircraft crashed with 53 people on board. The plane ditched safely in the Atlantic Ocean and all of the passengers survived. The C-124 ditched at approximately 700 miles southwest of Ireland. The aircraft was intact when it touched down on the ocean. All the survivors exited the aircraft wearing life preservers and climbed into the inflated 5-man life rafts. The rafts were equipped with cold weather gear, food, water, flares, and emergency radios. Shortly after the men were in the life rafts, a pilot out of Ireland spotted the rafts and the flares that the men had ignited. Their location was reported, and the pilot left the scene when his fuel was getting low. No other United States or Allied planes or ships made it to the ditch site for over 19 hours, until Sunday, the 25th of March 1951. When the ships arrived, they discovered that the aircraft, along with its passengers and crew, have completely vanished. All they found were some charred crates and a partially deflated life raft. Ships and planes continued searching for the next several days, but not a single body was found, and the fate of the aircraft and the 53 survivors remains a complete mystery to this day. It has been theorized that the survivors may have been snatched by the Soviet Union for their intelligence value. No one knows if that's true or not, but it's not totally unlikely, given that Soviet vessels were active in the area during that time. Another theory claims that the Douglas C-124 Globemaster, along with its passengers and crew, might have been completely swallowed by an unknown gigantic ocean creature. A creature so large that it swallowed 53 individuals and an entire aircraft in one leap. The Stronsay Beast. On September 25, 1808, John Peace, a local man, fishing off the coast, was puzzled by the sight of seabirds flocking around what looked like an animal's corpse on the rocks. Turning his little boat, Peace made his way to the carcass. But what he found was unlike anything he had encountered before. Lying on the rocks were the remains of a large serpent-like creature, with a long, eel-like neck and 3 pairs of legs. The corpse was examined and meticulously studied 10 days later by George Sherrar and 3 other men. The mysterious creature was described as serpentine, measuring exactly 55 feet long, but as part of the tail was apparently missing, the animal was actually longer than that, with a neck measuring 10 feet 3 inches long. The head was like that of a sheep, with eyes bigger than a seal's. Its skin was grey and rough to the touch. However, if stroked from the head down the back, it was said to be as smooth as velvet. 6 limbs extended from the body, and the beast had wiry hair that grew from its shoulders down to its tail. The hair was said to glow eerily in the dark. By the end of September, news of Stronsay's monster had spread far and wide. Because the remains had rotted away to practically nothing, the 4 men who had originally examined the carcass were taken to Kirkwall. There, they had to swear to the magistrate that their information was the truth. Scientists have theorized that the Stronsay Beast is most likely just a basking shark, an animal fairly common in the waters around Orkney. But the mystery doesn't end there. Even if the Stronsay Beast was nothing more than a dead basking shark, an element of mystery is still present. The longest recorded basking shark measured a mere 40 feet to 15 feet smaller than the remains of the Stronsay Beast. At 55 feet long from tip to tail, the shark that decomposed to form the Stronsay Beast must have been a monster in its own right. Scientists still fail to explain the huge length of the Stronsay Beast. The Devil's Sea. The Devil's Sea is a mysterious area in Japan's corner of the Pacific Ocean where many ships have vanished, including multiple large vessels in the 1950s. In fact, between 1950 and 1954 alone, no less than 9 large freighters reportedly disappeared in the area, and none of them managed to send out a distress call. When the Japanese government got fed up with the situation, they sent a ship called Kiyomaru to research the situation. It disappeared too. Following this incident, the Japanese government reportedly declared this area dangerous for marine voyaging and transporting goods. Moreover, as a result of this unprecedented incident, all efforts to unearth the facts behind the mystery were also aborted completely. The continued mysterious existence of the Devil's Sea area is testimony that certain phenomena in the world are far beyond the control of human beings. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, hit the like button, and stay tuned for more videos in the near future. Thank you for watching.